So, great news this week, or moreover, this Sunday. Gaijin was at a Russian games convention, ImgoMir. I can't pronounce it. And they dropped a whole lot of cool things. Okay, not a whole lot. But the first two Japanese tanks have shown up. The first one is the Hago, a 1930s tank. It's a light tank. They didn't give much information on this tank, but little Wikipedia never hurts. It's lightweight, weighing about 7.4 tons. Its main armament is a 37mm cannon. Secondary is a 77 Type 97 gun. Its max speed is 45 kilometers per hour, and its armor is shit. This isn't too surprising. This tank is most likely going to be extremely low tier, most likely reserve level. I think it had from about like 12 millimeters to 9 millimeters. Really bad armor, but it actually follows suit with other reserve tier vehicles like the British ones. The next tank was the Type 97 Chi-Ha. While the Japanese at the time classified it as a medium tank, it's going to be classified as a light tank because it's light as hell. It has a 47mm cannon, and its gun mantlet is 40mm. I'm assuming this one's also going to be at reserve level. Oh, let me clarify. The Shinhoto Chi-Ha. Shinhoto, I believe, means new turret. It's a adaptation of a different Japanese tank. Its armor is better than the prior one, but it's not amazing. I believe 50 cals will light this thing up, but as 50 cals will light most low-level tanks up. This small little tank had a crew of 5 people: a commander, gunner, loader, bow gunner, and driver, and a speed of 38 kilometers per hour. I believe this is also a 1930s tank that was designed to fight the Russians and their BTs and whatnot. And that's all the tanks that they showed. I was hoping they would show some higher tier tanks to kind of give us a glimpse of what will come in the future, because everyone knows of these shitty paper armor tanks. That was all the Japanese tank they showed. Still really exciting. A bright future ahead for Japanese military enthusiasts. All right. Besides the Japanese tanks, they also announced 2 new boats. The British Dark Class MGB. I'm not sure what MGB stands for. 1954 was when it was designed. Yet they show it shooting Schnellboots. It's armed with a 40mm Bofors cannon, like many other boats, and a 4.5-inch naval cannon, which is pretty cool. They have a little video of it blowing the hell out of boats, so that'll be interesting. And reach speeds up to 40 knots, or 47 kilometers per hour. The other thing they had was the Project 186, another C-34, but this time it has 2 85 turrets on it, which is interesting. Also a 20mm cannon and some 50 cals. This one's getting closer to the ships, but I think it still classes as a boat. And of course, this is a Soviet ship. I also believe this thing has about 30 millimeters of armor, which a Bofors would tear through. Most guns tear through. Well, 50 cals won't. Most 20s won't. But anything bigger is just going to eat it up, which that's my concern about these boats. I can't seem to find its speed anywhere in line, but I'm assuming it's going to be on the slow side because of how large it is. And that's really all they showed at the show. I was hoping for a bit more, like 4 vehicles is kind of cool, I guess, but not much. They showed some gameplay of the boats. It was another match. I think it was also arcade. Things seemed to be a bit slower, which was interesting, but perhaps those just seem different or whatever. In general, it seems fun, but I still would rather large ships. Though it was, according to someone on the forums who got the information from somewhere that I was too lazy to look up, they're not going with ships because, or they're not going with ships yet because with internal testing they found that ships or battleships would destroy everything, and the only thing that could kill a battleship was a battleship, and destroyers and everything else stood no chance. So that they're starting out with small PT boats and seeing what happens from there. And I don't see the issue here. A rather easy fix. Just have it so battleships are top tier. Just make sure the BRs are spread apart far enough so nothing gets down tiered and rules the seas. Kind of like how they don't have heavy tanks in like the first 2 tiers. If need be, split the tree up by class. If that was the case, even Germany would have enough battleships to fill up a final tier 5. They didn't have a lot of battleships, but they had a few. And it would kind of be like Japanese jets, where they have a few, but not a lot. I don't know. I find their reasoning unrealistic. Also at the show, they announced a board game of sorts, but only in Russian, which was a little disappointing, I guess. But I'm broke, so I can't play for a board game. The thing cost about $30 in rubles, and besides it being a board game, apparently it's based off some game called Castle Panic and is rather luck based, so I guess it would fit fine with ground forces. It also comes with 2 hidden premium vehicles, the Lag 323, which I hear is pretty rare, and that one tier 2 premium tank destroyer, I totally forgot his name. Oh, SU-76M, and it's the premium version that has a neat camo and a longer name, and 500 golden birds. I doubt this board game will ever reach the States or really anywhere else, because board games require physical objects to be sold, so they're a bit harder to sell internationally. I guess you could try to buy it, but I don't think it's worth it for these 2 vehicles and 500 golden eagles, unless you speak Russian. On the side of things pulled out of the Reddit, I have a PSA of a sense. There was a Japanese ground forces tech tree that was supposedly leaked through that one Russian blog site. But I have to say, this tech tree is not real. There are a few very obvious reasons. It's very sparse, and certain vehicles are kind of bit out of place with their BRs and all. Type 74 and the Type 61 both being at 7.7, even though the Type 74 is superbly better than the Type 61 in many ways. Its gun and engine are just generally better, and also has better armor too. So it would be insulting to put them in the same battle rating. Also, my Wolfentrager, the lady who is kind of in charge of the community project or whatever, has seen it and pointed out that it's fake. What I noticed is everyone on Reddit believes it's real, and they're acting like it's real. Okay, maybe not everyone, but my request to anyone viewing this who is on the Reddits, go explain to everyone that it's not real. It's not official. Don't think this is how the tree's gonna go. Besides that, something that more upbeat, I guess. According to the internet, the TA-154, a community-made vehicle, has apparently been accepted by Gaijin and will probably show up in a later patch. The TA-154 is kind of like a German F7F, a heavy fighter that looks pretty cool, and of course it's going to be a tier 4 premium. Besides that, the unofficial patch notes by Mike 10D, the guy from the Reddit, have surfaced, as they usually do, and there's a whole lot of interesting things. The list of ships has, don't know if it's increased, but it's there. Japan now has about 4. A bunch of other things were added that I don't understand, and 2 helicopter models were discovered. This is, I think, a little while ago, actually. But they have been over and over again said that no, they're not going to be player controlled. They're either going to be AI controlled and fly around a map so you can shoot them, or they're going to be decorations like the Katyushas on Poland. Some people have been saying, oh no, we should definitely have helicopters. They had great tank destroying capabilities. They did, but they had these because they had tow missiles, which were great at destroying tanks. Because, yeah, they're tow missiles. But people seem to not understand how much people would hate helicopters with tow missiles, because what would happen in the beginning of the match is all the helicopters fly up and shoot their tow missiles and take out about one tank. And then the entire enemy team, the ones that didn't die from the tow missiles, would shoot at the helicopter. And I know this because I used to play Battlefield 3, and shooting at helicopters in a tank was a very common sighting because you can do it. You don't have to worry about ammo, and why not? And in this, people shoot at the balloons for reasons. So people are definitely, helicopters would not fit in the current game setting or meta. Besides that, other things that happen, patch 1.63, Desert Hunters came out, but you should know that already. It had a large amount of stuff. I kind of feel like it would be redundant to go over because you should already know this stuff if you're playing the game, because you're playing the game. Apparently, the BV-238 has completely destroyed the floats event, but I felt not. I felt like it was alright. So, yeah. I'll link all this stuff in the description. Thanks for watching. If I've missed anything or you want to ask questions about any of the topics, hit me up in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you did not enjoy it, dislike it. And if you hope to see more in the future, subscribe. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.